Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, I never cease to be amazed by how many times I open up a day, start a day off, and I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do for a vlog, but I have no idea, and then fate steps in. Let me show you what just happened. Turns out I was kind of looking at Facebook and just kind of losing myself on the internet a little bit when I heard a clatter and some noise and a disturbance inside the fireplace. And I figured, what the heck is going on here? You know, I haven't had a fire in the fireplace in almost a year, and there shouldn't be anything in there because I couldn't figure out how anything could get into the fireplace. Well, it turns out somehow a squirrel got into the fireplace. I guess he came down the chimney or something like that. Must think he's Santa. And like I said, I have no idea how he got in here, but we got to figure out how we're going to get him out. Let's see, I saw him here just a minute ago. He's kind of hanging out right there. Let's get a little light in here so we can see what's going on in here. But yeah, there's our little squirrely friend right there. Got into the fireplace. He's trapped. Now, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. What I've actually done is tried to close the bedrooms in the back of the house, and I'm going to try and scare him out, and I'm going to open the door and see if we can just herd him to the backyard again, because obviously he can't stay in here. This is not a good place for a squirrel. There's no food. There's nothing else in here, so we're going to have to figure out how to get in here, but this could get a little wild. So ideally what I want to do is try and get him out of the fireplace, and I've actually opened up the door going into the backyard here, and hopefully I can kind of shoo him out of the house real quick, because I don't see a good way for him to go back up the chimney. He's not going to be able to do that. He obviously got in somehow up there, but that's not a way out because the inside of the chimney is probably pretty smooth. He probably got stuck inside the chimney, couldn't get back out, and then came down kind of the slick wall, and now he's just kind of stuck in here, not figuring out what he was going to try and do. I think he tried to see if he could climb up the screen on the inside of the fireplace here, and that was what I originally heard the racket in the fireplace, and saw what was going on in there. I figured he had to be some sort of animal got in there. And I wasn't completely surprised that it could be a squirrel, because squirrels are pretty common around here. Now what I've done is I've kind of barricaded off the back of the house, and I've closed the room with the cats in it and the bathroom back there. Turned out the light, so maybe that won't hopefully be something he'll go towards. I've also closed this door. So we're going to see, like I said, if we can kind of shoo him through the house and out the back door. And like I said, this could get a little wild. All right, let the games begin. I got a little broom here. We're going to see if we can get him to come back down the... Okay, where'd he go? Oh, he went up the flue more. Okay, this is not going to be as easy as I was hoping here. We got to get him out of there, though, because there's no way out up there, because I don't think he can go back down the chimney. What I probably should have done is closed that flue when he got in here. We might have to wait a little while for him to come back down again and see if we can get him to, get below the trap there. Then I can close the trap and he'll be stuck in here. But for now, he's up above where I can reach him, so we're just going to have to wait for him to relax a little bit and come on down. All right, a few hours have passed, and I gotta admit, he hasn't come back down the flue yet, but I don't think he can get back all the way up to the top, so I'm gonna I've kind of cleaned the whole thing out here. I put some food and water in here, and hopefully we can kind of coax him down a little bit with food and water, and we'll be able to catch him at some later date. I don't want him to die in there, I intentionally feed squirrels in the yard because I like seeing them around here. I don't want to see any of them get trapped in the house. So we're going to close this up for the night. And like I said, I put some food and some water down here, and this should sustain them. And hopefully we can coax them back down and get them trapped in the bottom here, and then hopefully out into the yard again. So we're going to give up for this one for the night, and we'll try this again tomorrow. All right, it's been about 24 hours and hasn't been a lot of activity in here. However, I have seen him down in here in the fireplace still, so he hasn't managed to get back out, And it turns out he's been attracted to the food. I actually got up this morning and noticed that some of the food had been eaten overnight. So he's clearly hungry and looking for something to eat. And I've had him down a couple times at the food dish when the food dish was inside the fireplace, but the second I approach it, he runs back up the flue again. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is coax him out into the house. And unfortunately, that means he's going to get loose in here, and we're going to have to figure out how to chase him out of the house. But I think that's going to be the only way we're going to get him out. Because if I just keep on depending on him, maybe getting scared out and coming out on his own, I don't think he's going to do that on his own. So the only way we're going to do that, I think, is to coax him out and get him out of the fireplace. So I've actually moved the food dish over here outside the fireplace. Hopefully that'll get him to come out for food, and then I can maybe scare him in another direction rather than having him go back into the fireplace. We're just going to play this by ear. Fortunately, like I said, I've got the ability to give him food and water, so we can extend this for a while if we have to. All right, I've rigged up sort of a Wile E. Coyote trap here for him. I basically attached a piece of string to the top of the fireplace. You can kind of see it right there. It's running across here, across the room, underneath the shelves for the stereo system, and then back over here. And so basically what I can do now is if I can coax him out, I can pull the string here and it'll close the door. And, hopefully at that point we'll get him trapped outside, and then we can try and herd him outside. Like I said, this is a pretty kind of a Wile E. Coyote trap. Hopefully it doesn't blow up in my face like it sometimes does. But it should work, so let's see what happens. All right, it's the next day, and this guy is still in here. He's been in there for 2 days now, and this is intolerable. We got to get him out of here because tomorrow I go back to work and he cannot be allowed to continue to be in there. We got to get him out because, like I said, it's just unacceptable that he's going to be in there. So last night what I did is I took his food dish out. So I left the water in there and closed everything up, but brought the food dish out. The hopes being that now he's hungry and he'll be more likely to come out, and we can hopefully get him trapped outside of the fireplace, and then we can shoo him back out into the backyard. So I've been here a little bit this morning. I heard him moving around in there, so he's clearly interested in getting the food. I think he knows that the food is outside and can see it, but he couldn't get at it. So hopefully now that I've got the door open a little bit, we can coax him out. We'll see. So we managed to coax him out of the fireplace and trap him outside and close the door behind him. You saw that. Unfortunately, I thought I had the camera rolling when we chased him out of the house, but after I finished up and wrapped up my video. I looked at it and I wasn't recording, but basically I just kind of coaxed him around here. He ran right out the door and took off up that tree right there. So he's up in the tree right now. I'm not sure exactly where he was, but he disappeared up in that tree somewhere. We're gonna put some food out here because he's probably a little bit hungry after a day, but we did successfully get him out of the house. Hopefully he'll have learned his lesson and will stay away from the fireplace in the future, and we can avoid a repeat of what happened 2 days ago. So yeah, 2 days later, he is free and up in the trees somewhere. So anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.